I said, everybody, let's be pragmatic. Which is easier to replace? Your business or your fiancé?
Hi, I'm Gemma Sharples, the founder of Biz on Fire, and I'm going to be watching some videos, inspirational videos, and putting out there my take on them. So, guys, I am going to be watching Kevin O'Leary get honest about personal sacrifices and that successful people must take. So let's find out what it takes.
I tell people, if you're going to take this road, there's a huge sacrifice that people don't think about. You know, most people think, oh, I'm going to start a company, 2 months later it's going to be worth $1 billion, and I'm going to make a fortune. That is actually not what happens to 99% of people. 8 out of 10 fail. They have to do it 3 times. They spend a decade before they get their hit, or they work at one company for 15 years, and they finally get an exit. It's more like that, and the personal sacrifice is huge. There is no soccer game on Saturday. There's no Sunday dinner with the family. You're working because some guy in China or in India or some woman out there is kicking your ass because we're in a global competition now. And so I don't care what your business is, men, women, you have to understand that you're going into a huge lifestyle change. And I tell people it's not for everybody. Don't do it if you don't have the stamina to get kicked around and driven into the ground and get up and do it again and beaten up by people that tell you, this is not kumbaya stuff.
That's so true. I see it all the time, people going, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to own a business, I want all these things. But it's a case that everybody's looking at the end goal. They're not aware of that tip of the iceberg and what's gone on underneath. And it's like that. Do you know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna get it overnight. Like that's not gonna happen. It's really rare. You've got to grind. You've got to be in it for the long run. You've got to be prepared to do the things you're gonna do. My biggest bug here is people saying that they're gonna do something and never following through on it. It's like fucking walk. Do you know what I mean? Don't just talk it. There's like people go, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and then it's like, yeah, I can't really bother, can't really do that, that got in the way and that. They give themselves excuses in the business to get forward at all times, but this is the thing, like Kevin's saying there, do you know what I mean? I completely resonate with it. It's like, this is tough at times, but at the same time you get it right, you pop out the other side, and it can become easy as well. It's however you manage your business and what you do within it, but at the same time, don't think it's going to be an easy ride. It is going to be challenging. There is going to be things that need to be done in it, and there is going to be sometimes sacrifices. But also I believe that a lot of the time it's for the greater good, absolutely. And if you've got the passion for it, it's absolutely for what you truly want in that vision at the end of the day.
I mean, I'm not sure how you're going to take this story, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways, okay? End of a class, 9 at night, 600 people. There's a fellow up at the top puts up his hand and say, Mr. O'Leary, look, I have to ask you a question. I haven't said anything all class, but I'm really hurting. Can you help me? And I said, what's your problem? Class goes dead silent, because it's not going to be about business. And he said, today, my fiancée came to me and said that I have to make a decision between our relationship and the business. And I said, oh, I'm not Dr. Phil here, but let's hear it. This guy had, in his dorm room in undergrad engineering, built an online cloud-based compliance tool for hedge funds with under 250 million to help them reduce their costs. It's a subscription service. The guy had a run rate of $5 million. He hadn't even graduated yet. I'm licking my chops at this business. This is fantastic. And then he said, but I have no time. And I never see my fiancée, and she wants me to come be with the family on Sundays, just once. But I'm doing my compliance downloads on Sundays, and I have to deal with my customers because I got to be back in class at 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Now the class is looking at me saying, okay, big guy, what's the answer? I said, everybody, let's be pragmatic. Which is easier to replace? Your business or your fiancé? And the shit hit the fan with that. But let me ask you something. Clearly that match was not right.
What would you choose?
If you're going to get into a relationship with an entrepreneur, man, woman, it doesn't matter. You have to understand what drives them.
I love that. What he's saying there, it's like, I hear it all the time. People in relationships, if someone's in the business and somebody's not, this whole like not understanding that the pull that it can have. So if you're able to be on the same page and understand what drives that other person, what their passion is, what the vision is, then it all changes the whole game, because if you both can have the vision, you don't have to have the same vision, but if you have that end goal where you're aiming for, your visions can then align together, and then you can find that you're in different directions but you want in the same thing. So there's a little bit more give and take with those things as it comes along. So just having that understanding, you know, if you are the entrepreneur, share what your passion is and why you do what you do, and if your partner is asking questions at the time about this is putting strains on things, let them understand it, because the more they can, the more you can move forward with it.
It's not going to be a successful union. It's not going to work. I think he made the right decision.
It's interesting that he said because he had to get to class at 8 a.m. I'm thinking, if he already has built this business, why does he need to be in school?
Because he wanted to finish and get his ring. And engineers in their 4th year want the ring.
Okay.
They have worked like, there must be some engineers in this room. They know what that's about. That puts you into a cult for the rest of your life. You don't leave without the ring. Like, that's not going to happen. Not in your 4th year. And I get it now because I work with a lot of engineers, but I remember that, and it stuck in my mind, and I think we really debated that about relationships and how important it is for your partner to understand the journey you're in.
And also, I think what's really important is be true to yourself. You can be in a relationship, but you know what I mean? Don't change what you want to do to suit other people. There's obviously some compromise in there. You can't be a selfish twat all your life, but like, you know, with certain things. But there is that thing, if you're really passionate about something and somebody really cares about you in a relationship, there should be that mutual understanding there as well, and not that guilt or that pressure placed upon either party for living your passion, your purpose. You know, we're put on this earth to be on our own, we'll leave on our own, and I think on the journey you've got to be true to yourself and what it is you want to do.